I know after the holidays, things are pretty messy. So we have the co-author of Pretty Neat. It's a pretty neat book, too. Her name is Sarah Welsh. She is here to help us get organized. And I have to tell you, this is pretty big, especially after the holidays. The house is like in a whirlwind.
It is. It is always a top 5 resolution for most people to get themselves more organized.
Right.
And the number one thing I always tell anybody who's taking this on as a New Year's resolution is the only way you're going to really make it stick is to let go of the notion that you could ever be perfectly organized. I mean, our book is called Pretty Neat for a reason, because that's what works. Embracing imperfection works.
I like that because you tend to get a little obsessed with it. You know, once you start organizing, you want everything to be perfect. So I like that.
No such thing as perfectly organized. So let's get practical. I've got sort of a best of list for you today. And let's start with shortcuts. Shortcuts really are the building blocks for habits. And habits are what make this resolution stick over time. The number one habit to get yourself into on a daily basis is a nighttime routine. Every night, 5 or 10 minutes before you head up to bed, turn off computers, turn off TVs, let your mind settle a little bit, and just declutter the last 2 rooms that you are in. Stack some magazines, recycle them, put toys in parking lots. I mean, it's a little 5-minute thing that will save you hours of time over the long haul.
Instead of doing everything at once. My sister has this rule, my sister Stacy. She said never leave a room empty-handed. And it stuck. You know, just pick up a glass when you go to the kitchen.
It's the little shortcuts like that that save you huge amounts of time in the long run.
Good, and incorporate it into your nighttime, and then when you wake up, you feel better. Things are a little more organized.
You're coming down to a nice organized space as opposed to total chaos.
Yeah, perfect.
So, number 2 is something we call the 5-minute bag. Now, you are going to waste 8 weeks of your life just dealing with the mail. How depressing is that, right?
And it's usually junk.
Right.
And
so, 5-minute bag can help you stay ahead of it. It could be a simple drawstring bag, nothing special. Keep some stamps, a pen, maybe a couple greeting cards in it. Anytime you come in the house, grab the mail pile, sort through the junk, and get rid of that immediately. Then put everything else in your 5-minute bag. Anytime you leave the house, you take your 5-minute bag with you. Then, sitting in a carpool lane, you pay a bill. Sitting at the doctor's office, you go through a magazine, and you can leave it behind for someone else to enjoy. So, great way to stay ahead of that pile and use those little windows of time where you just kind of usually would be twiddling your thumbs to be productive.
So smart. And I have to tell you, last night I spent probably a half hour going through my mail. It was a stack this big.
It really is one of those things that sneaks up on you and wreaks havoc. So,
I like that idea. Okay.
Number 3 shortcut is establish a drop zone. So how many people in your life, including yourself maybe, walk in the door and literally just drop everything, whether it's the middle of the living room or a kitchen table, and you know that's a hassle for 2 reasons. Somebody has to clean it up to make the room useful.
Right.
And you know, when you're on your way back out the next day or later that day, you can never find exactly what you're looking for, and you waste time and you're frustrated. So, simple mirror with some hooks, hang your purses, hang your bags. You know, it's really simple. If you don't have something like this, just put some bins underneath a console table. Give people a place to drop their stuff, but where they can always find it when they're ready to go again.
So smart. It makes the day so much better. There's nothing worse than starting out and not finding anything and running around for a half hour.
Exactly. It's a bad way to start your day.
And this is neat. It has little slots. You can even put the mail in there if you want. Things the bills you have to take out the next day.
It's a great multi-purpose kind of unit.
Yeah, great.
Last on the shortcut list is delegate with a little wink and a smile. Kids don't always love doing their chores and picking things up. Ping pongs are a great little way to make a game out of decluttering. Write little objects on ping pong balls, stick them in a bowl, set an egg timer, and then say go. Each kid will pick up a little ping pong ball and go pick up and put away what's written on that ping pong ball. When the timer dings and goes off, whoever has accumulated the most ping pong balls wins. And they could get to stay up an hour later on the weekend or
clean a little bit more.
Exactly. Get out of chores.
You won cleaning. That's awesome.
So just a really simple way to make decluttering not something that's just your job.
That's so great. And you know, it's so funny. Little kids, I think, I have a 2-year-old, and she really likes to clean now. She likes to take whatever, the towel with the Windex. So get them into it now.
Exactly.
Well, that's not going to last long, I think, but I'm going to work it now so she can read those balls. Okay.
All right, so top 3 cleaning products that everybody should have. Number 1, a trash can.
I have that trash can.
It's a beautiful trash can, inexpensive from Target.
Yes.
You should have at least one in every room, never more than a few steps away from a trash can, because you end up with what my husband refers to as craplet piles that just rotate from room to room to room if you're not careful. So
and he's probably really happy when he says that.
Yes, he loves it. So get a trash can, have lots of them handy.
That's a good idea. Just a little place to just dump it.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2, a binder for your most important information. The average person wastes an hour a day looking for bits and pieces of information they know they have somewhere, but they just can't find. Whether it's information from about a plumber or your medical records.
Yeah.
Put them in a binder in a place where everybody knows where it is, and you won't waste that precious time looking for those things you know you have, but you can't put your finger
You're going through an envelope that you saved, and it's in the middle of it.
Exactly.
Last item.
Last item. These are the unsung heroes of organization. They are simple hooks, and they can be used in kids' rooms, in playrooms, on the backs of closet doors, on the backs of any doors, anywhere. Literally, people like to drop things. And if you give them little hooks to hang things up on, whether it's costumes that kids like to dress up in or purses and belts and things.
Anything.
They really help contain clutter.
Perfect.
And make it easy.
And there has to be a subconscious thing behind it where it makes you feel better looking at that as opposed to piled on the floor.
Exactly. Everything looks neater on a hook.
Awesome. All good ideas. Thank you much.
Thank you
so much to Sarah. This is her book, Pretty Neat. We're going to go out and get it. All right, Bill.